Alright, so this is the story about how I met Pewdiepie. I flew from Port Hedland to Perth to Sydney to LA to go to VidCon 2013. I was walking around the convention and I ran into this guy, and there was like a line, but I didn't know who it was for, so I asked the guy, who's this for? And he said, oh, this is a line to meet Pewdiepie. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go in there then. So I got in the line, and there was like this young guy behind me, and then this grumpy little Asian girl in front of me, and then like this older albino guy in a suit in front of her. So I started talking to the guy behind me. He said his name was Nick, and he was like, do you mind if you can take a photo of me when I meet PewDiePie? And I said, no, that's alright, no worries, if you can do the same for me. And he was like, yeah, no worries. And yeah, so we were just chatting away. So I was waiting for a while, and I was looking at the girl and the older guy in front of me, and I was trying to figure out like what their relationship was, if that was her dad or stepdad or like an uncle or something. But they were there together because they were chatting. But it was really weird because she was so grumpy and he was just like looking depressed, like he didn't want to be there. So the girl starts looking at me, and I'm just like, oh god, here we go. And then she's like, hey guy, what's the time? And I was just like, it's 12 o'clock. So she turns back to the albino guy and she's just like, you better stay in this goddamn line because I want to meet PewDiePie, but I also want a churro. So give me some money right now, and I'm gonna go get a churro, and you better be here when I get back. And then she leaves the line, and the albino guy's just standing there, so we're just kind of awkwardly smiling at him. And then he just starts bawling his eyes out. So we're just like standing there looking at him like, what do we do now? So I felt really bad for him, so I walked up and I was like, hey, you okay? And he was just like, and then he turned away from me. So I was just like, okay. And then we were pretty much at the front of the line, so we all just waited there awkwardly with this albino guy crying in front of us. So he got up to Pewds and he's still crying his eyes out. And then Pewds just like signed a piece of paper that he had. And I was thinking about it from PewDiePie's perspective, and I was thinking, he probably just thinks that that guy's crying because he's like a fanboy or something. And then I got up to him and I told him I was from Australia, so he signed his name on a bit of paper and then he drew a little picture of Australia for me, which was really nice. And then Nick took a photo and then I bro fisted him, and then yeah, I went back to Australia, and yeah, and that's the story of how I met PewDiePie. Thanks for watching.